Hi, my name is Karen Jameson, and I'm a member of the learning team at Aberdeen Archives, Galleries and Museums. As part of our school resources for Explorathon 2020, we're going to be exploring the theme of empowerment. Empowerment can mean different things to many people. It's now used everywhere, from team building in the business world to political campaigns to advertising. For me, empowerment means individuals and communities feeling more confident about speaking up for themselves and demanding to be treated fairly. What better place to illustrate this and show how it can be showcased through the arts than here in Aberdeen Art Gallery. I'm here in Gallery 14 with my colleague Lindsay Merrick. Hi Lindsay, can you tell us a little bit about the theme of this permanent display?
Sure, the theme of this room is the art of empowerment, and here you can learn about the changing status of women in the late 19th and early 20th century. Social and political changes were demanded by women, and this empowered them to exert their influence outside of the home and to publicly express themselves and alter how they were being portrayed in art.
Thanks for that summary, Lindsay. Can you show us some objects that illustrate this theme?
Sure. Here we have a selection of documents relating to Caroline Phillips. She was an Aberdonian journalist who was involved in the women's suffrage movement in the early 1900s. This collection contains important correspondence between Phillips and key leaders in the suffragette movement, including Christabel and Emmeline Pankhurst.
Do we have any other objects belonging to Caroline Phillips?
Yes, this brooch belonged to Caroline Phillips, and if you look at it and also this other brooch as well, it shows you how the suffragettes were experts in using jewellery as a tool for political expression. They were able to get their point across without having to say a word, because they used the suffragette colours of green, white and purple. Purple stood for dignity and loyalty, white stood for purity, and green stood for hope, the traits they believed their movement embodied. It didn't take long for these colours to take hold, and in June 1908, 30,000 suffragettes displayed their colours in a demonstration in London's Hyde Park. This dramatic scene in purple, white and green was thought to have been witnessed by up to 500,000 spectators.
Years of radical social, cultural and artistic change had an impact on how women were displayed and portrayed in artworks. Here we have two portraits of women that look very different to what would have appeared in artworks just a few decades earlier.
Yes, you just have to contrast the portraits of upper and middle class women, which had traditionally reflected the wealth of their husbands and their families, with these two paintings. This one, Cecile by Robertson, and this one, Anne Finlay by Dorothy Johnston, were both painted in the 1920s. They're daring, they're modern, and they both reflect the way that women's portrayal in art was changing as society changed. Women were no longer being seen just as mere status symbols to adorn the arms of their husbands.
And of course, women were no longer confined to the role of just objects of the male gaze. They were embracing their newfound confidence as cultural producers and were getting their creativity more widely displayed.
Yes, the arts and craft movement of the late 1800s encouraged women to join, but quite often they undervalued their work compared to that of their male peers. Regardless of this inequality, women were being paid for their work and were given the opportunity to expand their influence outside of the home. Phoebe Anna Traquair is a significant figure in British art. She contributed widely to the arts and craft movement, and in 1920 became the first female member of the Scottish Royal Academy. She worked across a wide variety of media, including quilting, enamel work, bookbinding, all of which led to her gaining international recognition.
It seems that the importance of this room is that it shows the possibilities of what can be achieved when people feel empowered to take action.
The freedom to vote, to create and have that work exhibited is something that we can take for granted. However, it is important to look back on the struggles of women over the years to achieve this level of equality. The fight isn't completely over. Gender inequality still exists. However, we should feel encouraged by the struggles of our forebears to speak up and to reach our full potential.
This is only one area of empowerment. In our Explorathon resources for teachers, we examine the rights of children and body empowerment. These are a combination of brief study notes and activities that teachers and learners can use in the classroom and at home. These can be accessed via our website and Google Classrooms. You can also find out more about Explorathon via their website.
Aberdeen Art Gallery is open for visitors. Admission is free, but we recommend that you book your tickets via our website to guarantee entry.
We have been working hard to put measures in place to ensure that everyone has a safe and enjoyable visit, and we look forward to when we can bring schools back into the building.